Okay, so the next thing we'll be talking about is um, we'll be talking about how to set up our project still in that area. So we can files options, and in the options we have the general. So always try to save it as soon as possible. So I did it every 15 minutes. It automatically will save, so you won't lose your work. That's essential. And also the tabs here. So there's so many tabs. So if you don't need them, you can sort them out by here. And also there are some keyboard shortcut that allow us to navigate quicker. So for example, for column, we can see CL, or we can for the graphics, I think VG, but we have to write the graphics VG. And these shortcuts, you can assign them. So you can just here and you can add assign to that thing. And that will allow you to move quicker through your project, save you time sometimes. And the file location, that's the template. So you can delete a template, you can add a template, you can move it up and down. For our focus structure template, one thing here, we need to make sure that's the name. So that's the name, you can define whatever you need or whatever you want, but at the end of this, that's the template you're going to use. So make sure that path is set correctly. So we need to go to these signs. You can see where are they stored, all these templates. And this is what we're using, default metric up. Um, if you don't have it, maybe there's another templates, but that's the thing that's quite important to set up this and make sure they are exact templates. So maybe you have architectural template by assigned to mechanical template, which is the actual template location, but the name is wrong. So just make sure you have the right name convention matching the path. Okay. So another thing, if you go to manage, is the project units. So when you press any project, you see that's the project for the discipline. They are common among all the disciplines. Or you have some units that are specific to some disciplines. So this is important. So if you see any two brackets, means that will show you the number, but not the unit next to it. So what I'm going to do is I press on this, make sure I'm selecting the right two decimals. That's the unit. Make sure, and it disappeared, the two brackets. That means we are going to see the units after the number, and that will help us to know exactly what we're doing or what type of units. As you see, these are essential or important steps you need to follow at the beginning before drawing anything, because this is quite important to have good project setup that can go further to a more complicated project. And as you see, everything is set, and that's okay, and that's for the project setup. The next one, we'll talk about the elevations and how to write, how to draw levels and grid, and that will be covered in the next tutorial.